Everyone, welcome to Trainer Tip Tuesday. My name is Tani Wachinski. I'm a personal trainer and a health coach, and I'm the co-founder of Curvy Girl Weight Loss. So at Curvy Girl, we partner with women over 40 who are burned out by diet culture and are just looking for a different solution. And we help them through their weight loss journey with our 3-phase system so that they can lose weight for good. So today, I want to talk to you guys about the best exercises to focus on for fat loss over 40. Now, some of you might already be tuning out because you're not 40 yet, but this actually pertains to you as well. So go ahead and stay with me, pay attention, and hopefully you'll pick up some good tips. So oftentimes as we get older, we round that door to 30, we start knocking on the door to 50, we start to panic. Things are shifting, weird symptoms might be popping up. Maybe you're having a hard time sleeping at night, your stress levels start to go up a little bit. We start to begin to pack on weight around our middle, right? This is when women start to go, oh my gosh, something needs to shift. This leads to panicking, and then women start to take steps and measures that are actually counterproductive. They're keeping you from getting to your goals, and they're actually making your symptoms worse. So obviously that's the last thing we want to be seeing, and it's the exact opposite of what you are probably looking for. So if you are drastically cutting your calories, or you are limiting your carbohydrates, cutting your carbs, right? Or maybe you're hopping from fad diet to fad diet, trying all these different things, you are actually increasing your cortisol levels, your stress levels inside of your already stressed out body, and you're maxing her out beyond her limits. And so that's where we're going to start to see a lot more of these problems when those stress levels are coming up. So if you're that person that is spending hours and hours in a gym, working out in a fasted state, packing more onto your to-do list, your body is suffering and she's not going to be able to respond in the way that you're hoping for. Now, before I move on, I do want to make the note that if you are kind of sitting here thinking, well, gosh, I can't even exercise at all at this point in my journey. We see that a lot. We get a lot of women inside of our programs who have some type of disorder, some disease, or some dysfunction where they aren't able to exercise at this point. And I don't want you to be discouraged. You do not have to exercise in order to start your weight loss journey. It is always something that we're kind of working towards with that goal in mind. But I don't want you to think that you're not going to be successful if you can't exercise in some way. And there are ways to get started very gently, and depending on, what you're bringing to the table, we can work around that type of thing. All right, just wanted to say that really quickly. But oftentimes we find that women, they're doing a ton of cardio because that's what they know, right? We've all done like the aerobics classes from the 80s or the 90s, if you're my age. If you're a little younger, maybe you've done other things. But if you walk into a gym, it can be very, very intimidating, and you kind of put your head down and you just walk as fast as you can to something that looks familiar, which is probably a bike or a treadmill or an elliptical, because you can hop on that, press a button, and start going and start to feel comfortable. But you are doing yourself a disservice if you're not looking into ways to expand your knowledge and learn how to lift some of those other weights or use some of the other equipment inside of that gym. At Curvy Girl, we're always looking at helping women to work smarter, not harder. Okay, we don't need more added onto our plate. Oftentimes what we need is less on our plate so that you can make the changes that you want. Understand that losing weight over 40 is different than when you were in your 20s. Your body has been through a lot. You've got a lot of years under your belt, and you kind of need to start shifting your perspective. So the number one best exercise, hands down, for fat loss is going to be strength training. All right. That muscle mass that you've got, your skeletal muscle, every year after 30 begins to go down. We lose that muscle naturally over time. And that means that your resting metabolic rate year after year after year is going down. We do not want that to happen. We want that resting metabolic rate to be as high as possible, because that's just the calories that you're burning to live. Right? If you didn't get out of bed and you just sat in your bed breathing all day, your resting metabolic rate is the number of calories that you're burning in a day. So we want that number to be as high as we can. There's 3 big players in your body when you're talking resting metabolic rate. We've got our brain, which uses a lot of calories, our liver, and then we've also got your skeletal muscle. Those are really the big contributing factors. And the only one that you have much control over is your skeletal muscle. So we need that to be as high as possible. So many women are afraid of getting bulky or packing on muscle, but that's just not the case. That's not an issue that you need to be worried about. You need to be worried about learning to strength train safely and effectively so that you can increase that muscle mass and bring your resting metabolism up as we bring your fat loss down. All right, we want to shift that body composition, losing the fat, packing on the muscle. And I don't mean those 3 or 5 pound dumbbells that you might be picking up in your exercise class. Okay, we need to go heavier than that. So we have to start building up your tolerance. Are you going to start by lifting heavy the first day you walk in the door? Absolutely not, right? We have to build up to that, but that should be the goal that you're always working for, is looking for heavier weights with less reps. They're going to be more efficient. They're going to be less time, right? So you're going to be working smarter, not harder. And you're going to be hopefully lifting those heavy weights, getting very functional for life and all kinds of good. I could do a whole nother one on all the benefits of strength training. So is cardio endurance or your, cardiovascular exercise important? Yes, it's still important and it can still be part of the equation. But if we're really time crunched, I don't necessarily need you to be going out and doing an hour-long run. I want you to be looking at doing some HIIT or sit training. What does that mean? High intensity interval training or sprint interval training. These are very effective workouts, especially for women over 40, y'all. There's so much research on this. You need to be incorporating this type of training into your week, and it's very quick. These are sprint intervals. So you're going for a very short amount of time. I'm talking like 8 seconds of sprinting with 12 seconds of recovery again and again and again and again for 20 minutes. That's a 20-minute workout. If you get a warm up and a cool down, you're out in and out in 30 minutes, and it's amazing. You can do these on a bike. This isn't something that you have to do with like free weights, burpees. I'm not into burpees for women over 40. That's not the way that we do things, but you could sit on a recumbent bike and start doing this kind of stuff. You could do this on an elliptical. You could go outside and do this if you can handle, sprinting or running. Not everybody's body can handle that. So we have to find other solutions. Okay. Last but not least, make sure that you are balancing your workouts and focusing in on recovery as well. That's kind of one of the equations that women miss, especially when they're in panic mode, thinking they have to do all the things in order to lose the weight and stop what's happening in their body. That is not the case. We need to focus on recovery. We need to get that parasympathetic nervous system back in action and firing after you're working so hard with these heavy weights and these interval trainings. You got to bring it back down. So that's where we're looking at yoga, meditation, Pilates is another really awesome choice for women. And that should feel like a breath of fresh air for you, hopefully, because that's the time where you just get to sit, and relax a little bit and come down and get into your mind and shut things down and just sort of be for a moment. And I don't know about you, but when you have a lot of things going on your daily, on a daily basis, like just to have that time to sort of sit quietly and just focus on your breath is amazing. So we do work on that stress management, that locus of control, all these different things, positive self-talk. This is all part of the equation that you need to be looking at. But hands down, strength training needs to be part of your routine if you're looking to lose fat over 40. Bottom line, we've got to be at least working in that direction in some way, shape, or form. So guys, if you like my Trainer Tip Tuesday tips, make sure that you subscribe so that you can always kind of be in the know. I come in every Tuesday and talk about different subjects. And if you really like what we have to say and you're like, this sounds amazing, we're actually coming up on our Feel Good, Look Good challenge, which is our 5-day challenge where we work on the 5 necessary habits that you need in order to increase your metabolism and kind of kickstart your weight loss journey. It's one of our favorite challenges to do every year. We always get a ton of women who just love it. It's so much fun, but that's our 5-day challenge. It's coming up soon. So make sure you hop on the wait list if you want to be in the know for that, for when we're going to be doing the next one. I'll make sure to drop that link in those notes for you so that you can get signed up. And thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you're finding these useful. We always love to hear from you. Drop us a line. You can find us at curvygirlweightloss.com if you want more information or just kind of see what else we have to say and what we're all about. But thank you so much. And hopefully I will see you next week.